This article was published just a few days ago that talked about the price of XRP reaching a whopping $1,427, with just 30% of global bank adoption. Now 30%, although it may sound like a small number, it's actually pretty huge. And here's the crazy thing: Ripple's already in contact with about 30% of global banks, and I'll show you all the proof for that in today's video. But are they being used up to the level that they need to with these 30% of banks? Not necessarily. We'll talk about that in today's video and more. We'll also talk about an article that was just published 2 days ago that talked about Ripple being primed for an IPO by March end, which means we're approaching about a month time from now, and that the price of XRP could surge to a whopping $8.97 in a matter of a month and a half, or by the end of March. But before we delve into any of that, I found this crazy clip of a Florida plane crash. It just happened a few hours ago. I thought I would share it with you. Let me just play this clip for you guys.
Is there anybody else in there? Are they alive?
It's an unfortunate tragedy, but so I thought I would share it with you. Another article that we'll talk about in today's video. This is crazy, guys. I know we're talking about XRP being worth thousands of dollars, but the thing is, guys, the numbers don't lie and the data doesn't lie. So I like to discuss this data with you today, and particularly this number here, about 30% of banks, because you will find this statistic very, very important, very, very interesting. You do want to pay attention to today's video. The first thing is that Ripple has a huge agreement with SBI. We talked about SBI all over the place, particularly in Japan, and now they're opening corridors throughout Asia with various fintechs. And the big thing that you guys need to see from all of this, well, SBI alone makes up a 4% approximately of global deposits into foreign or through foreign accounts. So on its own, SBI could make up 4% of that 30%. And that is just a single partnership that Ripple has. Not only that, Ripple has formed a partnership with Brazil, particularly unveiling the on-demand liquidity services linked to the Brazilian Central Bank. But that's not all. Even when we talked about the BRICS nations just a short while ago, if you watched one of my previous videos, we discussed how every single one of those countries that is a part of the BRICS nation, whether it's China, Brazil, obviously South Africa, Russia, or India, they all have direct control or connections between the central banks and Ripple for on-demand liquidity and for CBDC. And in fact, if you look at the comparison between global GDP and just the BRICS nations alone, we get 29% or around 29% of the world's GDP. So if even just the BRICS nations themselves decide to do an agreement between them and Ripple, and I did a full video on this, guys, why that is possible and why it is going to happen. In fact, there's been solid steps that have been taken in order to formulate CBDCs on the XRP ledger, and the XRP ledger is a huge component in all of this. That's why even now, when I'm looking at the next bull cycle, guys, I'm paying very close attention to some of the smaller tokens on the XRP ledger, because I think that's where we will see a lot of money come in. The money doesn't necessarily go into XRP token particularly. In fact, I think it will go on to some of the tokens on the XRP ledger, and those tokens are going to make people millionaires, if not some of them billionaires. And my point was proven with one of the tokens that I seen launch big time, guys, just about 6.5 weeks ago. I told you about them then. But listen to this, guys. The Crypto Trade Fund, which is now on the XRP ledger, and it was one of the first tokens that actually enabled XRP holders to make passive income. The crazy thing, guys, with this token, I actually ended up investing, I think, a week after they launched on the Polygon chain. A week after they launched, they were sitting at 2 cents. Before I bought it on launch, they were listed at 0.00, I believe, 01 cent. They jumped in a matter of 6 weeks. 6 weeks, guys, to 22 cents. Now, I have been accumulating all along. The reason I have been accumulating all along, first of all, when you think about these tokens as the crypto trade fund, it's a utility token, but the supply is 120 million tokens. That is all. That's the total supply. I mean, for context, when I'm thinking about what to invest, what has the potential to blow up and explode, I think of the tokens that have done that already. For example, Solana, as a utility token, its total supply is 596 million, 5 times the total supply of the CTF token. The crazy thing is the last full cycle, Solana actually hit a peak all-time high of $250. With the same market cap that Solana reached, the CTF token would literally be at $1,250 something with the same market cap. So it's achievable because of the low supply. Now, the reason I'm thinking about all these tokens right now is because we're approaching Bitcoin halving, which is when we tend to see a lot of these small altcoin markets tokens with utility explode. And the thing is, you don't want to be number 5 million. I mean, I love XRP and I'm a holder number whatever, but there's 5 million holders of the XRP token. And if you join in and you're number 4 million, well, guess what? 3,999,000 people have to make money before you do. With these utility tokens or small tokens that have not blown up yet, I mean, still 1,400 in 6 weeks is just mind-blowing. But still, 1,400, you are so early. Think about that. I mean, we're talking right now price per token of 22 cents. And if it reaches the market cap of Solana, 1,250, hell yeah. And one of the best things for me about this token, at least, is that the way it earns you passive income is even when the price is fluctuating. I mean, it goes down a couple of cents. When people sell, every single time somebody sells their CTF token, right, you get a share of 1% of that sell order. So somebody sells 10,000 CTF tokens, 100 of that gets split to everybody that's holding. Since I've started buying this token about 6 weeks ago, and I bought yesterday a little bit more, but since I've started buying, I've literally gotten 600 CTF tokens instantly just show up in your wallet. It happens second by second. Like every single time a transaction somebody sells, it just pops up in your wallet. You don't have to stake it, you don't have to do nothing. You can just sell it instantly and do whatever you want. But that mechanism, I mean, it's growing on its own. Even when the market is down, the number is actually growing how much is in your wallet, which is nice. And the low supply and the fact that I'm early, for me, this is a winning token. Now, do your own research. I'm not telling you what to do. You don't have to buy it if you don't want to. But do your own research, guys. You got to figure out that altcoin utility token that's going to blow out. I mean, XRP, Bitcoin, they're great investments, very, very long term with global widespread use. But if you're thinking in the next bull cycle, what's going to make your $1,000 worth $100,000? What's going to make it's not going to be XRP or Bitcoin because, you know, they might double, triple, 10x. Your 1,000 becomes 10,000. But the people that have become millionaires off XRP, off Solana, off Bitcoin, whatever, they're people that invested early. They came in, top 1,000, top 2,000, top 5,000, top 10,000, you know, maybe even top 100,000. Those are the people that became millionaires. Think of Solana. Think of all these small tokens. All right, so that is why you have to be looking for these early ones. And I look for utility because I know long-term, these are the tokens that go up and low supply. And again, it's like 10x for me, at least my own investment 10x. And this is in a matter of 6 weeks. Think 6 months, right? That's crazy. Now, obviously not financial advice. Do whatever you want. But the best thing I can tell you, I told you about them at 2 cents. I've been telling you them all along. The best thing I could do for you guys is leave you the link in the description so you could read about them. Just read about them, figure out if this is right for you, if it is, if it's not. It's really up to you. I'll even leave you the link to trade the token where you can buy it if you want to. So check it out. Do your own research. You don't want to be somebody that didn't do their research and then something ends up blowing up and you're like, shoot, I should have read about this, right? At least read about this. I mean, if you read about it and it's not for you, it's not for you. Do whatever you want. I have a huge bag of this token. I believe in it, but you do what you want. Now, they recently also launched on the XRP ledger in a matter of literally 10 days. They grew by 1,400 wallets on the XRP ledger in 10 days, guys. That's crazy. Now, I'm holding it on the Polygon chain. The only reason is because there's no passive income yet on the XRP ledger. They're bridging onto the Polygon chain. So I'm holding on the main site, which is the Polygon. And that's what I'll leave you the link for. And you can read about them if you want to buy on the XRP ledger. You can do it yourself. figure out how you do that. I think it's through their website. And the crazy thing, guys, I'm not the only one that's kind of kept an eye on this and paying attention, noticing. Even Jack the Ripper, which has 200,000 followers on X, he mentioned this tweet, and I haven't followed, because he does give out a lot of info and relevance to XRP. He says XRP's price glitched to $5,700, and this was January 28th. The crazy thing is, the CTF token on the XRP ledger could actually pump from 30 cents to $267, and this is says without a price glitch after launch. They have a total supply of 120 million. Notice this, guys. The total supply is a big factor. It's so easy to move 120 million. I mean, the only token on the top 10 that has 120 million or less, is Ethereum. And Ethereum is, you see the price, right? It's above $3,000, 2,000 something. The supply shock after the pre-sale could send it flying. Now, I'm going to get back to XRP for a little bit because I think we delved a little off track. XRP with 30% of global supply. And the point is, guys, that I've been trying to get to with XRP is we already have almost 30% of global banks, if not already more than 30% of global banks. I mean, if we talk about, and I'm not going to delve into the BRICS nations because I did a full video on that, but if the BRICS nations alone make 20% of global GDP, and every single country on the BRICS nations, at least the main ones that are the top 5 when the BRICS was launched, and I know there's more now that have joined. If every single country, those countries have direct connections right now with Ripple, whether it's on-demand liquidity or central bank digital currencies, they do, and I have a video on it, and maybe I'll talk about it in another video as well, then we already have more than 30% of global banks. Now, the real question becomes that why haven't we reached this number, $1,427 per XRP, becomes how much are these banks using the Ripple system? Not whether they have direct contact with Ripple or they have agreements with Ripple, but how frequently are they using? Are they transferring millions of dollars? Are they transferring billions or trillions of dollars? And I think the answer to that question is right now we're seeing very small transfer numbers. That's why we're not seeing this number. But the idea is, guys, these banks, think about it. They take years and years of testing before they go and start using a system full-fledged. The Republic of Palau launched a digital dollar, a US digital dollar using the XRP ledger. But that went on for a pilot project for almost a year, and they're still in testing stages. So it does take time. With that, I have to end this video because it's super long. Thank you for watching this video. As always, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Let's try and get 500 likes on this video. Make sure you subscribe, and make sure, if you hold XRP, if you want to buy XRP, you use my Uphold link. Because Uphold is the best exchange there is. Why? Because they don't charge you any fees. And they're doing a huge thing right now. I think if you do a transfer, I think $10 or something around there, you enter for a chance to win some big, big money. And I have my link there in the description, my referral link. So check it out, guys. Check Uphold out. Pretty sick. And the nice thing about Uphold, guys, think about it. Every single exchange, without other exceptions, the main exchanges at least, actually shut off XRP during the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit, except Uphold. So if you want to protect your money, you don't want to be closed out. Even Coinbase, guys, think about it. It locked people's XRP. Literally, they couldn't sell, do anything with it until they just recently, 2 years later, decided to open it. But Uphold was selling, buying. You could do everything about it with your XRP throughout the period. So, good exchange. Let's support them. Use the link in the description. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I'm not a financial or a legal advisor. But if you ever need some education or entertainment in the crypto space, then you know the Crypto Geek is here for you. Thank you for watching this video, and off to the next one. Peace.